Well, good morning and welcome to Sutton St James Baptist Church and Godly Play Online, and a special welcome to all of those who aren't from the village. It's so lovely to have you with us. Now, Sutton St James is a small rural village in the Fens at the bottom of Lincolnshire. Everything here is flat, which is very good for cyclists. It's a bit like Holland. In fact, part of this area is called South Holland. Our sunsets, though, are the best in the country. Well, we think so anyway. Now, I'm Arnie, and with my Sue, who is pastor here, we lead God's work in this place. The church building may be shut, but the church is alive and well, and now online. As I've said before, God's church is not a building, but the people who make up his family in this place. Of that church family, there are none more important than the children and young people who are its future. And that's you lot. So let's get started then. We follow a set format, which we try and keep as close as possible to our normal way of doing things. However, for practical reasons at the moment, there are some differences. So here we go then. Are you ready for a story? That's good. Come in, find a place. And so I don't get lonely, we do have Olaf, Duck and Bagpuss to keep me company. During the week they sit in the front window of the church. If you're passing, give them a wave. It does encourage them. Now, all your names are on our lovely on our lovely cross-stitch cushions, so that makes me feel like you're here too. Now, we have our rogues gallery, and I hope you enjoy this week's backdrops.
My disgrace and gave me life again. Who crushed my curse of sinfulness and clothed me in his light, and broke his law of righteousness with power upon my heart.
You're all looking very good. Now, if you're not in the Rose Gallery and you'd like to be, send me a picture via your people. Now, we do have everything here we need. Our sacred space, the Holy Family, the circle of the church year, the Christ candle, the books of the Bible on their bookshelf, and our Bible on its stand, which has all your names in it, which is very important. In days gone past, every family would have a great big family Bible with all the family names in it. If a new baby was born, it would go in the Bible. If people got married, information would go in the Bible. We keep your names in this Bible because you are all very an important part of this church family and very precious to God. Look, here they all are. Also, we have our bookmarks to show where each story comes from, who wrote it and when. And we have our covenant of things we've agreed to do. So first, let's update the circle of the church year, which is getting a bit easier now. We've gone past Pentecost. There we go, week 5. Oh, and Pentecost is still hot. Hopefully you now know why. Next we'll light the candle. Oh, wait a minute. Now, Duck and Bagpuss have had a turn, so we don't have to choose this week. Olaf, it's your turn. Oh, come on, Olaf, out you come. Oh, yeah, excuse me, duck. Let's get Olaf out. He's a bit snug in there. Oh, how are you? You all right? Good, good. You want to help me this week? Yes, I know. You're a bit disappointed you had to wait 3 weeks, aren't you? Yes, okay. What? Here we go. Here we go. And you'll notice that I've taken the top bit off the candle now, so it's easier to light, which is always good. You've got very good stick hands, haven't you? There we go. Yeah, well done, my friend. Clearly, a practised candle lighter. Do you want to go back with your mates? I don't know what we're going to do next week. We'll have to see, won't we? Yeah, well done. Good boy. There we go. Now, I know you know the answer to this one, but I wonder, why do we light the Christ candle? That's right, we light the Christ candle to remind us that Jesus is the light of the world, drives out all darkness, but he's always with us. Next we'll do our prayer, and we do this 3 times, don't we? Some people I won't mention seem to think this is amusing, and I'm not sure why. Serious matter. Okay, are we ready? I am here. You are here. God is here. We are here. Excellent. Here we go then. I am here. You are here. God is here. We are here. Last time then. I am here. You are here. God is here. We are here. Excellent. I'm glad you did that at home. Don't tell your friends. Anyway, bookmark. Now we need to check our bookmark for today's story. Now, this week's story is the parable of the Good Samaritan. It appears in the book of Luke. Another one of these ones that only appears in one book. It's part of the New Testament, so that's AD, that's after Christ was born. Chapter and verse, so chapter 10, verses 25 to 37. You can look that up at home for yourselves if you like. When was it written? Well, again, it's always a bit of a dispute, but we think AD 60 to 61. The author was Luke, interestingly enough. Grouping is Gospels, and the colour is white. So we'll just get Luke out and put him up there. Whoop. Come on, Luke, out you come. Oh, now I made a mistake this week. See, I'm not ready. I wasn't ready. There we go. Put Luke up there for now, and we'll find Luke in the Bible, which would be a good thing. See how quickly I can do this. What was it? Luke 10. 15. 9. See, if I'd been prepared, I would have got this all set up, wouldn't I? You say, I hear you say. Okay. Let's just put that open there, like that. Whoops. There. Getting a bit of a mess here. There we go. Excellent. There we go. Okay. Let's get started then. But just before we begin, let's have just a moment of quiet to get ready and settle ourselves. Settle me too. Anyway. Excellent. That's better. Right. Okay. Now, here's our story for today. And remember, normally I would go and get this off a shelf if we had a properly godly play room, and I'd say to you, watch carefully where I get the story from. But unfortunately, we haven't got to that stage yet, so I'm still working on that. So here's our story for today. Now, you need to be very careful when you come close to a parable. You need to be ready, because you can break a parable if you're not ready. Look, The box is the colour of gold. Perhaps there's something valuable like gold inside. It could be a parable inside, because they're very valuable. They're worth more than gold. This box has a lid. Sometimes parables have doors that are shut. You can't go inside the parable even if you are ready, or sometimes. I don't know why, it just happens like that. So don't be discouraged, keep coming back again and again, and one day the parable will open for you. The box is like a present. You know, there may be a parable inside because you were given parables as a gift, even before you were born. Even if you don't know what a parable is, it's still yours. It looks old. Parables are also old. They're older than you, and they're older than me. They're even older than your grandmother or grandfather. They're almost 2,000 years old. I wonder if there is really a parable inside. I have an idea. Let's have a look and see, shall we? To get my little prop open for the lid, because otherwise it will fall shut. Okay. Well, I wonder what this could be. It's very brown. There's no green or blue. Just brown. Quite scratchy, really. It's hard to know what it really is. Perhaps it's a giant brownie. Let's see if we can spread it out a bit. There. There we go. Perhaps it is a giant brownie. There. Still got bits of Charlie on it, that's for sure. Anyway, I wonder if there's anything else in the box that could help us. Oh, wonder what this is. Oh, maybe it's a scarf. Maybe not. Certainly very long. Perhaps we should lay it out somehow. Maybe it's a crack and the brown is going to fall in two halves. I wonder if there's anything else in the box that might help us. Oh, this is a place we know. This is Jerusalem, isn't it? Ah, wait a minute. So if Jerusalem goes there, this is a road. Ah, there. Here's another place. This is Jericho. So we'll place that at the other end of the road. There. So what else have we got? Well, we've got these black things. They're very black, no light in them. A bit like holes or rocks. Perhaps we should put them by the side of the road. That's better. Okay. So now I think we're ready to begin. Now, there once was someone who did such amazing things and said such wonderful things that people followed him. As they followed him, they heard him speaking of many things, and sometimes people asked him questions. One day, someone asked him, "What is the most important thing in life?" He said, "You already know." "That's true," said the man, "I do. It is to love God and to love people just like they are your neighbours." "But who are my neighbours?" The man answered the man's question with this parable. There once was someone who went from Jerusalem down to Jericho. Here he is. As he went along his way, he was attacked by two robbers. They hurt him, took everything he had, and left him by the side of the road half dead. Poor man. Now, there was also a priest of the temple on the road from Jerusalem to Jericho. Here he is. He was travelling down the road. He came to the place where the person had been hurt and had everything taken from him and had been left by the side of the road half dead. When the priest came to him, the priest went on the other side along his way. There was also someone else who worked at the temple who went along the road to Jerusalem down to Jericho. He was one of the people who helped the priests. He took care of the temple and helped with the music. He was called a Levite. When the Levite came to the place where the person was who had been hurt and had everything taken from him and had been left half dead by the side of the road, he went on the other side along his way. There was also a person who went on the road who did not live in Jerusalem. He was visiting from a country called Samaria. The people in Samaria did not like the people in Jerusalem, and the people in Jerusalem did not like the people from Samaria. When the stranger came to where the person had been hurt and had everything taken from him and been left by the side of the road half dead, the stranger went to him. The stranger put medicine on the places where the person was hurt. He gave him his coat to put on, and then he put him on his donkey. And took him to a place to spend the night. So let's get all these people out, shall we, and have a look at them. And we've got the priest and the Levite. Got those two robbers. We've got the Good Samaritan, and we've got the traveller. I wonder who is the neighbour to the person who was hurt, the traveller, and had everything taken from him and was left by the side of the road half dead. I wonder, were they a neighbour to the traveller? I wonder, was the Levite a neighbour to the traveller? I wonder if the priest was a neighbour to the traveller. I wonder, was the Samaritan a neighbour to the traveller? That's interesting. So I wonder who was a neighbour to the Samaritan. Was the priest a neighbour to the Samaritan? Was the Levite a neighbour to the Samaritan? Were the robbers a neighbour to the Samaritan? Was the traveller a neighbour to the Samaritan? Interesting. So I wonder, who was a neighbour to the robbers? Well, that's a difficult one, isn't it? Was the traveller a neighbour to the robbers? Was the Levite a neighbour to the traveller, to the robbers? Was the priest a neighbour to the robbers? Was the Samaritan a neighbour to the robbers? Interesting. That one's not so easy, is it? So what about the priest? Who was a neighbour to the priest? Do you think that Levite was a neighbour to the priest? What about the traveller? Was he a neighbour to the priest? Was the Samaritan a neighbour to the priest? What about the two robbers? Were they a neighbour to the priest? Okay. So what about this last one then? The Levite. Was the priest a neighbour to the Levite? Were the robbers neighbour to the Levite? Was the Samaritan a neighbour to the Levite? Or was the traveller a neighbour to the Levite? I wonder what would happen if the people in the parable were women, not men. That's an interesting question, isn't it? Okay, here's another interesting question. I wonder what would happen if the person finding the injured traveller was a child. I expect you've got lots of responses to that one. Well, I think, probably thinking about that, if it was a child, then the child would need to go and get help, wouldn't they? Because they wouldn't be able to do anything. So there you are. If you find someone in trouble who needs help, then go and find someone to help. Okay, so we put everyone back away now. So let's see. Who shall go in first? Let's put the Levite in first. There he goes. The priest, let's put him in. Those two robbers, put those in. Now, we better put the Good Samaritan leading the traveller away. Put his coat on him. There's the Good Samaritan, put him away. And there's our friend the traveller. There's those two rocks, put them back away. There's Jericho with the inn where the traveller was taken. And there's Jerusalem where they all started off. There's the road, put the road away. There's our giant brownie. Fold that up, put that away for next time. There, that's good. All done. All back in our lovely gold box. Now, sadly, as with other weeks, we don't have our feast or response time, but I will do our prayer. I don't have those nice lists of things you always come up with, so I'll do a general prayer for us all. And remember, if you have any prayer requests you'd like us, let us know and we'll include them. Now, you know we light the candle to remind us that Jesus is always with us, and he is, so you can talk to him whenever you like. We call this prayer, but it's just talking to him, like you would to a best friend. I know you can't see him, but he's always there, wherever you are, and you can ask him anything. Big things, medium-sized things, all tiny little things, he doesn't mind. When you finish, just say amen. It just sort of finishes it off. It's very simple. Have a go if you like. He's always listening. And do you know what he loves the best? When children and young people talk to him. So let's be quiet, close our eyes, and when we're ready, I'll say our prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for our time together this morning. Thank you for what we learnt about who our neighbour is and who we should help. So bless us in the coming week. We pray your protection over all our children, their carers and their families and their parents. And help us, Lord, to forgive people and to be kind, even when we don't really feel like it. And we just ask these things in Jesus' precious name. Amen. Amen. Have you said amen at home? Now, we can't have our response time here, but you can do something at home if you like. Maybe about this story or another story or something else. Only you know. And I'm hearing great things about your pumpkins. Keep up the good work. If you would like to send me a picture or a video or something else, I'll include it on our wall or in our broadcast. Our wall is looking much fuller these days, but there's still room. For most things, WhatsApp is probably the best media, sort of works. Now, if you do have something to send us or you have feedback or questions, please do it via your parents or carers. And I'll put all our contact information at the end for you. But before I forget, we need to put the candle out, don't we? Much improved this week. I've made the candle a bit shorter and cleaned off the wax, so it should work a lot better. So we need to change the light. Look at that, first time. What a good one. Spread it through the whole room. So thank you for joining me and Sue this morning. May God bless you this week and protect you. In Jesus' precious name. Amen.
This is with strength.